Now that does say Lancia, the intelligent alternative. I've got to say, sometimes I'm having my doubts about that. First start for ages. Let's see how we get on here. Nearly. There we go. There we don't go. Always starts off idling about 10,000, 1,000 revs, 10,000 revs. So 1,000? 10,000. Oh. Yeah, so the inches, so it gradually goes up. It was much quieter with the windows up, goodness me. Right, been away for ages. No excuses, just been busy doing other things, busy avoiding doing something here. So anyway, that needs to change, and it will change the next couple of weeks. Get the car out and about, give it a really good clean inside. I'm going to move this actually. Okay, so clock doesn't work. I'm going to get the ashtrays put in these two horrendous holes. That'll make the center console look slightly better. I need to do something with this absolutely horrendous stereo which has been there for a while. Wasn't my doing, honestly. You can see the car's actually settled down to about, well, 1,000 RPM, which is really good. Before it was up at 1,500. Just gonna let it run for a few minutes. Yeah, one thing that's slightly annoying is I do have these little white specks have appeared in the oil pressure and water temperature gauges, which I was checking from previous videos. Weren't there when I got the car, so I don't know what's happened there. Let's give it a bit of revs. So as you can see there, gaping holes. Not so good. Can try and a little bit more presentable. Yeah. So this is a before shot. Gosh, it's amazing how much dirtier it looks when it's sort of got a bit of light. Oh dear. Yeah, the carpet's out from the driver's footwell because it got a bit wet, so it's been drying out for the last few weeks. Not because I was out driving the car, but I got soaked a couple of months ago when it came back to me from the garage. I've just been trying to clean the carpets and get rid of some of the ponginess. Okay, so and give it a bash. Put the ashtrays in, give it a clean, put the ashtrays back in, and we'll do a before and after. Well, this is a before, obviously, and then we'll do an after. Spent the most ridiculous amount of time painting and repainting, and then repainting these ashtrays. Lord knows why, because when they're in the car, as you will see soon, you don't even see the bottom bit, but I spent hours painting the bottom bit as well. I managed to get this bit off that bit at the front, although it was quite rusted. Some of the bolts were difficult. This one, the thread was gone, so they're now in there. And the rust removal, try and get them cleaned up. Close up there, can we? No. Oh, it's a bit wobbly, isn't it? So the black bit, the bottom bit is off. I give it a clean up. Come on, quite good actually. Give it a really good clean using, was it Barkeeper's Friend? Is that what it's called? Also clean some rust off the back. That bit there was particularly bad. So I'm going to use my back to black on this, get it nice and shiny. I've got some wood polish and wood cleaner to go on this. I've already cleaned up the badge using Brasso, and it's gone really well. As has the trim around the top, which is quite dirty. It's not so dirty anymore. So again, this is a spare bit. So the one in the car is actually very good, but I just want to try out a few things, try the wood cleaner on this, see what comes up before doing it on the bits that are actually on the car at the moment, which I think makes sense. Tell me if I'm wrong. Before and after, and this is the after. Difficult to see in this light, really, isn't it? But I think it's better. Certainly give the wood a very good polish, 3 coats of polish. So I painted the bottom bit with that stuff. Painted the back. Looks a lot better. Cleaned out the badge. Thing is, you can only work with what you've got. And it wasn't in a fantastic condition before, but I think it's a lot better than it was. When, you know, that can go in a car and it wouldn't look too bad, which you couldn't have said about this a few months ago. I've used that back to black trim cleaner. Oh, it's not a cleaner, it's like a sort of very thin liquid which you pad on with a microfiber cloth or pad, leave it for a couple of minutes, and then sort of brush it off the excess. So give that a few coats. I think it's better than it was. Well, hopefully it is. And what I'm going to do now is I'm finally going to get those ashtrays back in. And there we are, finally. Very unsightly gap. A sort of frightening look into the inner depths of a 1970s car with corroding wires and dodgy 1970s Italian electrics. not so good. Looks better though. Hey ho, on to the next thing. It's got some back to black plastic trim, no, plastic trim cleaner on there, on the door things, the door card. I think it looks quite good. However, whenever you clean something and it looks better, what tends to happen is something that's next to it that's not so clean looks worse. These bottom metal trims could do with a bit of a clean, so should do that next. Wet and windy Edinburgh morning. Now, you probably won't believe this, but I was going to go out in the car this morning. Finally, done so much cleaning, starting it up every few days. Got myself all psyched up last night and then woke up this morning and it's a little bit wet outside. And in addition, my daughter is still back home and she's still blocking in the garage. And she still lies in her bed until about 12 o'clock. So it makes it a bit awkward getting the car in and out. Now these may sound like excuses, and they probably are. However, it's going to happen soon.